podcast.
Here we go. Hello, hello, around the block and around the world. This is where we discuss, debate, and deliberate all things diabetes, representing type 2. My name is Dobie Maxwell, representing type 1, and well, I might add, the vivacious, effervescent, always in the know, Ms. Sami Parker. Hey, Sami.
Hello, Dobie. I'm ready.
Episode coming in a second. First, we have a shout out. We got the sponsorship of today's episode of JMT is brought to you by who?
The Diabetes app, a free social media and community app that you can find Dobie, me, resources, and a lovely diabetic community.
Plenty of good stuff. Today we have got a disclaimer. We're going to talk about holiday highs. Okay. And I think, everybody doesn't celebrate every holiday. We don't want to offend anybody. I know people are very, how can I say, sensitive about things. So we're just saying that the holiday season is a time when if you have diabetes, it's going to affect everybody, whether you celebrate holidays or not.
Totally. Exactly. It's going to, because even if you don't celebrate holidays, people are going to make some holiday treats.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring them to work. They're going to bring them over to your house. Something's happening.
Yes, they are.
So with that being said, we want to dive in to diabetes and holidays and holiday highs. And holiday highs, it's a little pun, like holiday highs, like you get really high on the holidays. Woo! And you also literally get high, like your blood sugar is high. Not
blood sugars through the roof, through the chimney where Santa's bringing his presents down for
exactly, double highs there. But I think it's an important topic to talk about because I don't know about you, but for me, October, November, and December are some crazy months, and my blood sugars, people are like, they want to make some yummy treats, and I'm like, oh, I really want to, but I really can't. But I think there's a good way of figuring it out, and I think it's kind of also a stressful time because blood sugars do go high during the holidays, and finding a way to create balance is very necessary.
Well, I couldn't agree more because as a type 2, I got diagnosed in the summer in June. And that was stressful enough. And it took 3 months of constant exercise and diet change. And I got off insulin within 3 months. We're talking June, July, August, September.
So going into,
a lot of it was fear. A lot of it was, the doctor told me I could, so I did. You know what I'm saying? Through diet and exercise. But I was almost a fanatic about it because I'm thinking it's almost like a rash or cooties. I want this thing off of me. If all I have to do is walk and eat the right things, I can get rid of it. But here's my point of this is talking about mid-October. Okay, I was going into the holidays and I was scared to death because I thought, oh, wait a minute, I just changed my life around through the summer. And now here comes the slippery slope of the holidays, and you go over in your family and your friends. Oh, I got your favorite treat, and you shouldn't be eating it. So that's why I'm glad we're talking about this, because I know I'm not alone. You're not alone. Everybody has to face this.
No, it's very, very true. And it's kind of funny because there's a lot of people that I've talked to that they're like, it's just so crazy. My blood sugars on the holidays go absolutely nuts. And I'm going to be the first person to just say, like, for me specifically, the holidays I celebrate. So, we all celebrate different holidays. It doesn't matter, but I celebrate Halloween and Christmas. So for me, those two, I just know my blood sugar is probably going to be 300, which is not good. Not encouraging that right now. The reason though, my family loves eating healthy, but we also love having snacks out when my family comes over. And I hate to say it, but even if I'm snacking on fruit and I don't get any exercise and I'm snacking throughout the day, my body has no time for my blood sugar to drop before I eat the next piece of fruit. So I'm just like 200, 250 the whole day. And then I'm like, oh, now it's time for dinner. Oh, now it's time for this. And then the end of the day, my stomach genuinely hurts, like literally hurts.
No, absolutely
and I know
true.
It hurts because it's from,
Well, now you just mentioned Halloween and Christmas, and happen to live in America, and they have the third of the trifecta, Thanksgiving. That's a sneaky little rascal too, because there's a lot of things in Thanksgiving. You're pretty much overeat. Who has ever had just a meal to subsist on Thanksgiving? No, you eat until you can't walk, and then you have dessert after that. And do you go out and traditionally take an exercise walk? No, you unbutton your pants, you get on the couch, and you watch
That's
football
so true. I
until
totally
you fall
unbutton my
asleep.
jeans.
Well, everybody does, even the healthy people. And again, you can have treats. And again, we're not trying to exclude anybody. I know Canada has Thanksgiving too on a different day. So no matter where you're listening in the world, I mean, we should all be thankful for everything, but I think that is a holiday that is severely underlooked for diabetics. You got Halloween at the end of October, and that is just candy fest, blood sugar through the ceiling 101. Then a month later, you got Thanksgiving. Well, I'm thankful, so I'm eating poorly. Then pumpkin pie,
Yep.
and oh, got the cranberries, a lot of sugar in there. Well, sweet potatoes, a lot of carbs in that. And then
No, it's true. Because okay, so I'm weird. I've never been a Thanksgiving lover. I know
mhm.
that's bizarre. Now
Does
I
your
do
family
because I
celebrate
can.
it?
Well, we celebrated it, but now I can't. Now I do like it because I can eat sweet potatoes, and I can make like Brussels sprout dishes, sweet potato dishes, like plant based Thanksgiving recipes that I love. But before I couldn't, and so it was just my blood sugars would go high from like the type of stuffing that people would bring, or the type of like what would it be? I guess the type of stuffing or the type of
Think
uh
about it. It's all carbs: mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes,
yeah, and it
stuffing, cranberries.
mhm.
A lot of
And it
carbs
wasn't so
there.
much that, like it was that, but it was more so all the additives with the carbohydrates. So now that I know how to make like plant-based recipes, it's a lot better because my blood sugars are like, oh, this is yummy, or like, oh, this is great, awesome. Um, and they don't hate myself now. But before, yeah, my blood sugars would kind of go crazy, and it just wasn't fun for me. I didn't love it. I don't like turkey. I'm a weirdo. I hate turkey. Um,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I like sliced turkey, but I do not like.
So let me ask you this: from a Thanksgiving person, what do you dislike more? Do you dislike white meat? Do you dislike dark meat? People ask you, what do you like more? I'm just kidding around.
I
I'm kidding. I'm a dark meat person. So,
Well, dark meat tastes better.
but was it 9 out of 10 like white meat? I never liked it, even as a kid.
Really?
Chicken or turkey. Dark meat all the way.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, dark meat's unhealthier.
It's not. It's got more fat.
Yeah. But
Probably
I
why
don't
it
know. I've
tastes
just
better.
never been a turkey girl. So I wasn't ever like that. But with Thanksgiving, still, I would snack. Or like, I wouldn't want to eat the stuffing, but somehow I'd like sneak some stuffing for myself. And I'd be like, how did I eat the stuffing right now? Like, but my blood sugars would go high. And a lot of times they weren't even high from eating the food because I didn't. It was just high from like eating the fruit or eating the nuts.
Sure.
And then the nuts
Hmm.
binded with the fruit. And it was just like one hot mess. And I was like, oh my God, this is so difficult.
And then the pumpkin pie
Yeah, and then the pumpkin
at the
pie,
end
and then I'd be like, "Oh, I'll
with
just have
whipped
a
cream.
bite," or I used to have whipped cream. Like that would be my dessert once I got diagnosed and I was resistant. I'd be like, "Oh, whipped cream," but even the whipped cream was like fat, and then the fat caused me to be high,
Mhm.
and it's just stressful. But I think some it can be tricky, even with like celebrating other holidays. Like we talked about the October episode that came out about candy and dealing with that, but even holidays in December, or for example, like New Year's Eve and New Year's and all of that, like it's it's just tricky because everybody around you's making stuff. You also can't tell people like, hey, so I have diabetes. So if you could just like leave out the dairy, this, that, this, they'd be like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah. Let's try
hell?
that.
Like, and honestly, I totally would. Like, I have asked somebody before, or my family's awesome, and like my aunt before was like, it's just yogurt made with but it was like dried. I think it was like dried like seeds and stuff. And this was
Hmm.
before I went plant based. It was so good. Um,
Okay.
and I've thought about seeing like if she comes, then making it with like coconut yogurt so I can eat it. But it's just
Okay.
funny things that I'm like, you can't like if it's not family that you're close with too. You're not gonna be like, hey, let's eat this. Like I'm not gonna be
Yep.
like,
Yep.
can you make X Y Z and make sure there's no dairy, no cheese, no oil, all oil free, plant based. Thanks. They're gonna be like, what?
We're not inviting you this year. No holidays for
Yeah.
you.
So it can be tricky, but I think like kind of figuring it out and also like planning ahead and knowing like okay if I'm going to eat a lot at this time maybe I'll fast till noon or maybe I'll the week before eat really healthy and I just accept it or I keep a water by me so that I drink a lot of water and I stay really hydrated so my blood sugars don't freak out because that's always something too that I have noticed is like a very prominent thing that when I'm dehydrated my blood sugars go higher so
I hate to be a party pooper around the holidays too, but here's another. We did a whole episode about this called alcohol and diabetes, and I'm not trying to come down on anybody, but cocktails are part of the holidays. You get together with your family, and there's nothing wrong with having a cocktail if that's what you want to do. But I think with all the carbs and all the the I don't want to say bad food, but all the, how can I say, questionable diabetes related dishes to add alcohol to that. There's a lot of carbs and alcohol as well. So now you can just go off the rails. And we don't want anybody to do that.
No. You don't want to. And that's something I think a couple tips and tricks can be for holidays is number one, like staying away from, you know, I guess, yeah, sugary drinks or like, eggnog. Everybody loves
Oh,
eggnog. I've never even had eggnog, but
I'm
they
not
had
a
a
big
plant-based
fan.
eggnog.
I don't know if it's the egg or the nog, but I never liked it. It's kind of slimy and gooey. I know listeners are going to write in. I love
Really?
eggnog. Good. You can have my. I never liked them. Don't know why. So you can
Yeah,
have my share.
it's just really, I think, difficult because I don't know. Yeah, you just it's tricky to find like drinks and such that you both like and are not high in sugar and treat your blood sugars well. Um, I think though setting like boundaries can be really good. So, and I think I know that sounds bad and very rule like oh, I have rules, but if you decide like I'm gonna eat this at this time and this at this time, and I know we're gonna eat dinner around 4, and not to say that it's tricky or it's easy because I think I've done that every year and I'm still learning how to actually stick to it because as soon as I see those fresh strawberries, I want to go grab 10,000.
Sure.
Um, so it's really tricky. And I'm not saying that's perfect, but kind kind of like deciding that one day, like, okay, well, today might just be a crazy day. If you decide that, great, but make the couple days before and the couple days after pretty good and healthy. So setting like those boundaries will be a lot better, and I think it can prevent random spikes multiple days in a row.
Random Spikes. It kind of
Um,
sounds like a rock singer, does it? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Random
Random
Spikes
spikes in the
and his
house.
girlfriend, Salty Sugars.
Like actually though.
But no, seriously, coming up on the holiday season, it's all a part of, I know, planning going in. I know it's not fun. And it is not. We talked about this before when you're going to a restaurant, when you're traveling. Go listen to some of our past episodes. And I really think it's true. And I know I have planned my day around exercise only in the time that we have done this podcast together, you and I. And you've helped me, and hopefully I've helped you and helped some listeners. But I think, too, it's like, okay, the holidays do come up every year. You have to get the word out. So, look, I want to come over. I want to have fun. I want to hang out. I have to eat at a certain time. I'm not trying to be, tell me what time we're going to eat. I will plan my day around it. Also,
Yeah.
number two, I want to have treats. I can't have all the treats. So don't try to, oh, come on, just one day. Don't put me in the hospital. Don't tell me what I
Yeah,
can
no,
eat.
that's like not helpful when your family's like, oh, she can't just. My grandma does this. If she's listening, I'm sorry, grandma, but she'll be like, you can't just have a couple bites. I'm like, grandma, no. Or she's like, you can't just have this piece of salmon just today. I'm like, no, because like there's times that I'll eat cheese if it's on something and I literally can't help it. But I
Mhm.
do stay away from meat. Like I do not eat meat no matter what. So I'm like, no. So if you help, try to be helpful, be positive. Don't encourage them to. And I think too, like, sometimes picking a pre-meal activity, like, if you're all about to sit down and you're all, I don't know, at somebody's house, like going on a little walk. Like, hey, who wants to go on a neighborhood walk really quick before we eat something big? I know it sounds funny, but that could be really helpful. And I'm sure a lot of people will feel pretty crappy that you're going to walk and burning calories and they're about to shove their faces. Like, they're going to be like, oh, crap, I should go with her. Like, they're going to feel bad. And
Well, yes.
I was just
Well,
going
you
to say,
set
other
an
games,
example
like,
too. And again,
yeah,
nobody, like, it's like the human mentality at school. You don't want to be the freakish kid. If you had diabetes in school,
yeah.
I'm sure you did. Did people look at you as a freak? Maybe they did, but you can't look at yourself as a freak. That's just part of who you are.
Yeah, like flag football would be like a fun activity to do, or even just like,
Oh, that's a
I
great
don't
one.
know, playing Twister or um I don't know. There's so many games, ping pong even, like, or playing charades where you act out something, like just something that you're getting your body moving and you're not just focusing on the food and talking.
Well, if you're Amish, you could do
Um,
a barn raising. Oh, sorry, Amish people
yeah,
don't have computers, so they're not listening. They're not going to protest.
that's pretty funny. I like
No,
that one.
no
That's really good.
disrespect, but yes,
But I
physical
think no,
activity.
but
I like the
yeah,
flag
and
football
it's
one. That's a good one.
the flag football's fun, and I think
It is.
just understanding like get an activity, know your carbs, maybe ask somebody who made whatever. If you're like, okay, you're scanning the room and you're like, this looks really good. I'm going to eat this for dinner, but I don't know what they put in it. Go and ask them. I don't think they're going to be offended that you're trying to keep your blood sugars under control. what's in it. I have to count carbs, or I'm trying to figure out if this is healthier for me. Take two, like I'm trying to figure out if it has a higher level of this or that. And they'll tell you, and it should be helpful. And kind of just testing your blood sugar a little extra, knowing you're probably going to give 10 to 15 units more, or you're going to be going on a walk maybe after, or you're going to be needing to drink some more water, or the next week you're going to really need to buckle down again. But being nice to yourself is really important.
Well, here's another tip too, as I'm
Yeah.
preparing here. A lot of times, the holidays are a time when you visit the families of significant others that you might like your significant other, who I got a chance to meet, and I like him very much. And you might be going to his
Jimmy.
house.
That's what
Okay,
we
Jimmy. I don't
say.
want to say his name. Okay, his name is Jimmy.
Well,
Real
that's
good guy.
okay.
So, what have you been to? Have you met Jimmy's family yet?
Yes, they are very sweet. They're awesome.
Okay, do they know about your diabetes? And if you go over to their house for a holiday meal, they might not know how to treat you. They might Some people might have it,
Well, it
some
was
people
actually
might
really cool because, yeah, his family knew like pretty much right off the bat. I think everybody kind of knows too, but
no, but I'm
not
just saying
really.
you do, but somebody listening might not. To me,
Yes,
it's a
no, and it was
my
great because when I went to his house, the first weekend I went there, his mom was beyond sweet and literally had like she had like a salad bar one day and then was like, I make a
okay.
smoothie, you can have dates, right? And was like so it was like so they were awesome and so accommodating and had so much like fruit and vegetables there, and it was really awesome because I felt like I didn't have to figure things out, and it just felt very comforting and allowed me to not have to stress about that. Or when you're already in like a new environment, then you're like stressed about that, so I was able to just focus on the spending time with him and his family and not have to worry about that. But it
Well,
is
you're lucky
tricky.
because, and no offense, and I appreciate the fact that you have people around you who are cool and they get it. I
Yeah.
am from a different world, a dented can. I talk about it often. The first year after I was diagnosed, again, I was diagnosed in June, and it got to be the holidays, and I had a significant other, and she was very nice, and I went to see her family, and that's pressure and stress enough. I hadn't met them before. So there,
Yeah.
I said about, I need to get, and they took it, I could tell, as an insult that I didn't want to sample their treats because they had every kind of dessert in the world. And believe me, I wanted to go nuts with it. And I said, I have type 2 diabetes. It's a new thing. I'd rather respectfully beg off. I could just feel that wall of tension go up. So sometimes you have to use humor, and sometimes people just don't get it. And that's sad. But
Oh
if it
yeah, no.
happens,
Like sometimes people really don't get it, and I'm like, all right. I've even had friends before that they're like, well, why aren't you eating this? I'm like, well, guys, it has dairy. And they're like, it's like a
mhm.
little butter. I'm like, ugh. Or
it's
it's just hard. It's
It's like
tricky.
it's like the stereotypical, little angel, little devil on your shoulder, and they're like the little devil.
Yes.
Come on, you can have a bite. Yeah, you'd have just to be. And there's like, well, don't turn this into a situation of sinning and not sinning. It's like it's a dietary choice. You eat what you
Yeah.
choose. I eat what I choose. But the people, they want to see you fall off the wagon. Well, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, you
One
know
little
what it
shot,
is
one
though,
little
let's
beer.
face it. It's because it makes them feel bad. And that's kind of what we were talking about too. I know a little before we did this episode of being a diabetic person versus a non-diabetic, or I know people hate it when I'm like a normal person, but let's face it, it's a normal person.
Nobody's
So
normal.
nobody's normal. I'm weird, which is
Just a
good.
matter. I'm
But
a card carrying wackadoo.
a normal person even, or like a regular non-diabetic person, it makes them feel crappy when you're eating healthy. Let's face it, because they're like, oh my god, like she's eating healthy. And then I make a joke and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I just want to fit in my jeans tomorrow. My mom used to always say that, and my mom would be like, well, you're gonna fit in your jeans and she won't, and I'd be like, yeah. And um, I joke, but people definitely feel bad when you're like, I can't eat it, but it's okay. Like I want to look good tomorrow, and they're like, screw this person, like. They're like,
Yeah,
why do
it's
they have to care? And I think
some
every
right. Mhm.
non-diabetic should eat how a diabetic eats around the holidays.
Well, another thing too, somebody said, and again, if you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm not trying to, but the way I heard it put was, it's not what you eat between Christmas and New Year's, it's what you eat between New Year's and Christmas. Does that make sense to you? It's not the 4 or 5 days while I'm going on a diet,
Totally.
but it's at the 360 days until you get to the holidays. And yeah, you might have yourself a few treats, but then you know what? January 1st, New Year's Day, yes, I got my butt out there walking. You want to be exercising. And so treats, moderation, we want to preach it. I know it's not always the pleasant thing, but I know I can speak from authority. I know you can too. Once you get your head in a healthy lifestyle, you don't want those bad things. You really don't.
No.
I used to
No.
eat fast food. I can't even cut double digits times a week. I would eat fast food. As a road comedian, sometimes it's unavoidable. Now I go past any one of the places. It's like I wince. It's like I don't want that. If they gave it away, I
We
wouldn't go there.
I went last night to a Laker game, and my boyfriend and his best friend was really sweet and had free tickets and was like, "You guys can take them." And it was like the preseason game, but we went in and we were gonna get dinner before I got stuck in classic LA traffic.
Oh boy!
And
If you've never been to
I
LA,
was like,
leave early because you're going to have traffic problems no matter when
oh,
you go.
terrible. It was terrible. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I need to, like, we need to eat. But he was like, there's not gonna be food in there for you. I was like, there's gotta be something. So we're going around, like, they have like Blaze Pizza. Sure, they have vegan pizza, but like, it's still pizza. Then they had like, I think it was, I don't know, it was like some kind of other, like, they're just all quick foods.
Mhm.
Wetzel's Pretzels. I was like, what the hell? So I'm over there eating like a plant-based burger from this fast food burger spot. Like, I mean, fast food. But I just took out the patty and I didn't eat the protein, or I didn't eat the bun, but I ate the patty. But it was
Okay.
such a small patty. But I was thinking, like, even that, like, we were like, this was so, like, it was just so greasy. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, like, this is just terrible. I just can't eat this way. It just doesn't work.
But you're not doing it 5 times a week.
No. But even then, you realize when you get used to eating healthy, you're like, whoa, I'm in shock.
Well, hopefully, shows like Just My Type, you can listen and get yourself in a healthy lifestyle. We want to groove with
Yes.
you, get you in your groove, get out there and shake your booty, exercise so you
Yes.
can enjoy the holidays, whatever holiday you happen to celebrate. And if you don't, those people around you that celebrate them will notice you are in a better mood,
Yep. And we have a question of the pod.
which
Question of the
is
pod is, what's your favorite holiday?
my favorite holiday. Let me think about that for a day. What's yours?
Christmas.
Christmas is your favorite holiday?
I love Christmas. I love
I
Christmas
think
movies.
I like the Halloween, the dressing up as somebody else for one day a year. That's kind of a fun thing.
It
It's
is
fun.
fun.
It's
I
fun
like it.
costume. You can just it's like being an actor or an actress. You can play and pretend, and the next day you go back to being yourself. So I like Halloween. Whatever one you like, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear what yours is. Is anybody gonna say
And
Arbor Day? That's a tree. That's planting
I
trees.
don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I don't know. But you can
Abraham
find
Lincoln's
us on
birthday.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at justmytypepod _ Facebook at justmytypepod, and our hashtag justmytypepod. Once again, what's your favorite holiday? Share it with us. Subscribe. Give a 5-star rating and review. We want to hear from you. That rhymed. And yeah.
What's your favorite podcast? Hopefully, it's Just My Type. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you for listening. We are well on our way to 1 million listeners. Shout out to everybody coast to coast around the world and around the block. Let us put the cherry. No, wait, I said it wrong. Let us put the sugar-free cherry on the healthy Sunday. One more time, Sammy.
This is the Just My Type podcast.